It's a felony. We'll take you to jail. I'm just telling you what's going to happen, okay? Do you have any questions of me whatsoever?
So I'm in jail all weekend?
Yep.
In this video, we show the interrogation of a man caught in a sting during the show to catch a predator. While he tries to downplay his actions, the chat logs tell a different story. In 2007, Kenneth Brinkman was the 43-year-old auditing department manager of the gas station chain Speedway. Brinkman spent a lot of his time in gay chat rooms, which was where he made contact with who he thought was a 14-year-old boy named Rockie. Brinkman was very careful how he approached certain subjects, but he was always explicit and enthusiastic when Rockie would bring them up. And once Rockie wanted to meet with Brinkman while his parents were away from home, Brinkman couldn't resist.
Come on in, man. I just whacked my toe on the banister. Oh my gosh, I just whacked the crap out of myself.
You what?
Your hands up. Turn around. Put your hands on your back. Listen up. You have the right to remain silent. You understand that? Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes or no?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to the lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do not afford to hire a lawyer. One will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
Take a seat, watch your head getting in. Get your foot in there. There you go. Slide your foot in. You good?
Ken, out there where you were arrested on 5K Avenue, I read your constitutional rights, your Miranda rights. Did you understand them at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And you will verify that I did read them to you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see a picture of this girl? How old do you think she looked by the picture that you saw?
Oh, okay. That's not too sure.
I got some questions I want to ask you. Are you willing to talk to me?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to be truthful with me. Okay. About
Can you
everything.
push my glasses up?
Okay. I want you to be truthful with me about everything I ask you about. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why did you come to the house out there on 5K Avenue today, or tonight, this morning?
Actually, it's supposed to be like 11:30.
Okay.
Well, I had been chatting with who said he was Rockie, I think maybe a week or so. And so anyway, we started chatting tonight, or Friday night, and he told me that his parents had went to Vegas and that he was home alone and bored. And so anyway, we chatted about all kinds of stuff. I mean, sex. I mean, he was in a gay chat room, and so anyway, at one point we decided that we would meet up, and I even mentioned, I says, that's fine, I don't mind meeting up and chatting, but I says, and I asked him on different occasions if he was a cop or anything like that. I mean, I normally do.
Brinkman admits to chatting, but says that he asked the decoy if he was a cop. It is hard to understand the logic behind this kind of question because it isn't something that would be answered honestly, so it serves no purpose. but the fact that he even felt the need to ask shows that he knew what he was doing was wrong.
The music has changed. The music is.
I don't know how to keep telling you the same thing over and over.
But you just said it was fine an hour ago. No, and we turn it down. We turn it down.
With anybody that I'm chatting with. So, because I mean, they can tell you that they're 40 or 50, but you don't know that, you know.
Okay, your screen name is what?
Jungle Mania 2050.
Probably, I'm not sure if I know that person.
Who are you coming to see today or visit? What was her name?
I wanted some information.
His name was
Or his
Rocky.
name?
Rocky.
Rocky?
Rocky.
AOL is America Online.
So, okay, you can call up that person and talk to him.
What was the screen name that he used?
What do you say these again?
It's Art of Living.
Art of Living.
Yes.
Oh God, I don't remember now.
This phone if I call it right now.
You've been talking to him for a week or so and you don't remember?
Well, the reason I don't is because, I mean, on AOL, you know, once you start talking, it just comes up automatically.
What do you think it was?
Yes, sir. Sure. Sir, but
Talk to so many people.
you can just.
Can't even tell you my mom's screen name right now. Once I look at it,
I'm being very honest. You can definitely talk to him. You can ask him over there. Maybe he knows me.
I thought it was a sheet.
I think it started.
I don't even know.
I wanted to say
My
you.
email ID, I cannot. I have quite a few friends in Art of Living.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Okay. How'd you first meet Rocky?
In the Dayton Men for Men.
What's your first name again?
Dayton Men for Men?
Yeah, AOL.
What's your last name? Chandra?
Yes, sir.
And that's a chat room?
Yes.
I go by.
When was that again?
Yes, sir.
It may have been last Friday, but I won't swear to that. It may have been earlier that week.
Do you bring anything with you other than what we have?
You know how old that Rocky was, or how old Rocky
I
told you he was before you come to visit him?
I thought he said that he was 15, but the guy when he was talking to me in the basement said he was 14. I mean, it was a concern because, I mean, he was younger than I am, you know, considerably younger than I am.
Okay, I've got the logs from your chats, okay? And he told you he was 14 years old.
Okay.
Now, was he 14 or is he 15?
Well, I have to say 14 if that's what the log says.
Okay.
So you drive all the way from Greenville to watch movies with this 14-year-old girl with condoms in your pocket. I mean, you see how it looks?
What made you think that he was 14 years old?
I'm sorry.
What made you think that he was 14 years old?
He told me he was.
Okay, did you exchange any pictures or photographs with him?
Oh, well, I know I sent him one.
Did he send you one?
Yeah, I think so. And at the time when I sent him mine, I said, you know, which I do, anybody I send my picture to, I ask them to delete it, but I mean, I have a professional job, so I just always ask them to delete it. I mean, you never know if they do or not, so.
Did you have any phone conversations with Rocky when you were coming to see him?
Just tonight.
How many?
One right before he called me. I want to say maybe 10:30.
How long of calls were they?
I was just at one, except for when I couldn't find the house.
How long of a call?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Maybe.
I would not find any other signs of you chatting with any of the girls online. Underage girls.
What phone did you call from? What was the number that you called from?
He called me.
You call Kentucky up and you let me go check your computer out.
What's your cell phone number? That was your cell phone, correct?
Correct.
What did you talk about each time?
It's your roommate's laptop.
Yes, sir.
And it was so
And you
short.
can check that.
He wanted to know what I was doing.
Please don't tell me.
Wanted to know if I was going to come and see him.
Don't tell who.
And I said yes. And that was really it. It was kind of a vague phone call.
Did you ever have any sexual conversations with him?
Oh yeah.
What did they entail?
Well, he told me about an experience he had with a cousin. And then he asked me, that was the first conversation, or the first time he ever really talked sexually, I guess. Wanted to know if, and I wasn't even on, I was online, but I wasn't at the computer. And he wanted to know if that weirded him out. And by the time I got back to the computer, he was gone.
Typically during these interviews, the predator will deny knowing they were speaking to a minor or pretend that there was nothing sexual about their conversations. Brinkman freely admits he knew the decoy was underage. He either doesn't grasp the severity of his situation or he realizes there is no point in lying.
And so tonight, when we started chatting, I told him that, I says, hey, everybody has, it's cool, everybody has their own, I guess, stories, about what went on with him and his cousin.
What did the two of you talk about? What sexually explicit things did you two talk about?
He said something about what happened with his cousin would be cool with us.
What did you talk about sexually?
Sexually?
Yes.
Size. And that was really about it. Sucking.
Did you ask to suck his?
All right,
No, not that I recall.
What did you come up here for tonight?
Like I said, the end of the conversation was, or even during the conversation, was that his parents had left to go to Las Vegas.
Why did you come up here tonight?
I came up here just to meet and chat with the kid.
To have sex with him?
Nope.
Never discussed having sex with him?
Nope.
Tonight or any other time on these chat logs?
I can't say that we definitely talked about having sex. No. I mean, we talked about sex, but to just have sex with each other, no.
Jungle Mania, 5:46 p.m. I love to have a guy come in my mouth.
Yeah, but that wasn't talking about him. I mean,
This kid posed himself to you as being a 14-year-old, and that's the conversation that you're having with him?
Well, yeah, but he was having the same type of conversation.
And he posed to you as being 14 years old?
Well, I didn't see any harm in that, because it wasn't something we were talking about with us.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I don't believe you.
I mean, it's just like the deal with him talking to me about his cousin. I didn't see
Jungle Mania.
And tell me what really is going on here.
What's that? Oh boy, the stuff. Oh boy, the when it goes in your mouth. Jungle Mania. Oh, now I never waste a load. Laugh out loud, okay. Jungle Mania, would you like that?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, because it's right here on the chat log. Now, you're not being truthful with me.
Oh, yes, I am.
Totally truthful with me.
I feel that I am because I know, I mean, you're reading parts of that. The whole conversation, I mean, I never said that that's what I wanted to do with him. It was the conversation that we were having. I mean, there was a point where he was trying to get me to commit to something more than just coming and meeting and chatting with him. And I says, look, You know, I don't know. First of all, I don't know what his age was, and look what the hell happened.
If he represented you as he was 14 years old, you didn't care. If he was 14 years old, you didn't care. It didn't bother you that he was 14 years old.
Well, it depends if
and you're carrying on these kind of conversations with what you believe is a 14-year-old kid.
Absolutely.
Then you come up here tonight just to meet him.
Absolutely. And I do that with anybody that I meet online. I mean,
so you do this often?
No.
Is this the first time you've ever done this?
Done what? Met somebody from online?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's the first time you ever met somebody online or came to meet somebody online that you knew posed as a 14-year-old boy?
Absolutely.
The first time?
Absolutely.
Brinkman falls back on the worn-out lie that he was only meeting the decoy to hang out. He attempts to make the investigator believe that the conversations he had with the decoy were perfectly acceptable and that he never intended to actually perform those acts with Rockie.
What made you do it this time?
Because he said his parents were in Las Vegas and that he was bored.
You're carrying on these explicit conversations with a 14-year-old, knowing that his parents are not home and didn't expect to have any kind of sexual contact with him.
Absolutely. He even asked me to bring him beer and I said no. I came with no condoms, no intentions of...
Do you think we believe the story?
Where do you live at again? In Kettering, right?
Yes.
We haven't been doing this, we're not.
Where's the computer at that located at to use to communicate with Rockie?
Where is it?
Yeah.
It's in my apartment.
And you're not being straight up with us.
I am.
No, you're not. Do we look stupid? You know? Chatting with you tell the girl you're 27. She tells you...
So tell me again what you came up here to do with him tonight.
I came here strictly to meet and chat with Rockie.
Did you graduate high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I even, when I couldn't find the house, I even left.
For 5+ years?
And
How many times did you drive around that house tonight?
I think 4 times before I left. Because I went down and come around the first time, which I didn't know where I was at that point.
I think you're a hottie.
And then I think I went 3 other times before I left.
You're telling me that you came up here just to meet him after all this conversation with him about sexually explicit things, about oral sex, in his mouth, coming in somebody's mouth.
I didn't talk to him about in his mouth.
Some romance, if you don't mind.
Why did you come to see him then?
I came here to meet and to chat with him, and that was it.
However the situation takes.
Why didn't you just chat with him online?
I was.
Why did you come up here to chat with
Because
him?
he asked me to.
She said, yeah, we can have sex, we can have sex, but is that what that means? Is that what you said? You said how the situation tweaks. Now,
In fact, there was even a conversation where he said something about coming up or something. I says, well, I don't even remember you asking me to come, Rockie. And he says, oh, yeah, I did. And I says, well, I don't remember that.
and you bring condoms, and you have talk like this in condoms, what do you think a jury's going to think? You think a jury's going to believe your story?
I mean, if there was any talk about something sexual tonight between him and I, it came from him, and I says, hey, I'm coming to meet and chat.
Friends in Kentucky?
And I asked him several times if he was a cop, and he said no.
Why was you worried if he was a cop?
Well, because of the age. I mean, in the situation I'm in right now, I mean, I did nothing with the kid.
Here's the way it works. I can't tell.
I think he had plans on coming up here and doing something with the kid. Okay?
I'm
Do
sure
you understand
do.
why I feel that way?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. But I'm telling you that I didn't. I don't have the intentions of doing that with anybody that I meet online. I don't care if they're 40.
However the situation, have you ever had?
Hell, the only reason I came back was because he asked me to come back.
What does BS mean?
After you drove around several times.
He asked me if he was horny at 8:52.
Kinda.
8:51 tonight.
We could.
Okay.
if you want to.
8:52 last night. I'm sorry.
He says, okay, what does
So are you horny? That's you
what does
asking this.
LOL mean?
Yep.
Laughing?
Jungle Mania. Laugh out loud.
Okay, yeah.
Jungle Mania. Good
And
man.
you asked her, does that mean yes?
All at the same time?
No, it's two different lines. My point is, you're talking about sex online to this person that's 14.
I'm not denying
I
that.
know you're not. And why you're denying that you came up here and your intentions weren't to have some kind of sex with the 14-year-old, I don't believe.
Well, and you have that right to do that. I mean, you don't know me any more than I know you. I just know how I am. I know how I personally am. And if I was coming up here to have sex with him, I'd have had condoms or something with me. And
There's
I
no
don't have
condoms or anything in your car.
No,
None in your billfold.
no.
None anywhere. And you
Brinkman uses the fact that he didn't have condoms to try and prove that he had no intention of having sex. All that shows is that he didn't care about safe practices. As a defense, it is completely useless.
give us a consent to search your vehicle?
Sure.
Okay. Because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's
okay?
fine.
What's your social security?
Do you have any explicit images of any children in your car or at work or at home?
4975.
No.
Do you have a home telephone number?
No.
No, sir.
What's your, is that your cell phone there?
Yes, sir.
Is that the only phone you have?
Yeah.
What is that number?
There's on my computer. There's probably a few pictures of the people have sent me, but I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you that they're what the ages are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to judge that.
Do you care what the ages are?
Well, of course I care. I mean, we have never exchanged explicit pictures.
Lots of laughs, is that LO means?
I mean, that's Rockie and I never ever exchanged any type of nude pictures or nothing.
We'll read you some more chat.
You guess.
Okay.
I don't know, that's why I asked.
Oh boy. So what you doing? Jungle Mania. Just cleaning the living room, and what are you doing? Oh boy. Nothing at all really. Jungle Mania. Cool. Oh boy. Yeah, about as cool as cleaning. Jungle Mania. So do you have a nice
Yeah, but what were we talking about prior to that?
cleaning?
No, I mean,
It doesn't matter what you're talking about prior to it. You're asking him something sexually explicit.
Can I tell you?
Correct?
Right.
Okay.
He says, when? This Friday. Like your parents are going.
but that he was in that chat.
Yeah.
Does that make it okay if you know it's a 14-year-old kid and you're asking him how big his is or how nice his is?
I did not realize that it was.
Do I need to go back to this first page on this chat when you ask how old he is?
No, he's in the chat room, you know, and
So that makes it okay.
talk is talk. I mean, hell, they do it in high school. You know,
Does that make it okay?
No, it's
You're
not.
how old, Ken?
You're right. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, is that,
And when I was his age, I wouldn't even be talking about it.
Exactly.
does it have street after it, or is it just, that's it?
Do you have any children?
No.
How, if you did have a child, how would you feel if they got online and was talking to somebody like this as a parent?
Well, as a parent, my kids wouldn't be online.
On UK campus,
Period.
I work in the library.
And I mean, I've got nieces and nephews that are, you know, teenagers, and you know, I'm constantly telling their moms, "Hey."
Why do you tell them that?
Well, because I'm in the chat rooms, I know what goes on in those chat rooms.
But it doesn't matter that you're chatting with somebody that's 14 years old.
Well, I think the intentions were different. I mean, I know what my intentions are.
So do I.
Well,
Okay? It's pretty obvious, Ken.
no, it's not.
Yes,
not to
it
me. I know what I am.
I don't know, sir.
And what is that?
I'm a man with a good heart. The kid was lonely, bored, and that's all it was.
So that's why you asked him how big his penis was.
That had nothing to do with.
That's all part of this chat.
Well, we had been chatting for how long?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Most of this chat is from tonight.
Well, there was chat earlier. I mean, a week ago, the middle of last week, because we've chatted like 2 or 3 different times.
And each time you talk about sexually explicit things.
Not the whole time, but yeah.
I didn't say the whole time. I said each time. Okay.
And, you know,
is it right?
I guess the way that he carried himself, you would assume that on my end that.
Bearing in mind he's 14 years old.
Right, but I'm saying the way that he came in and was chatting, whether it's right or wrong, I mean, you know.
Bearing in mind that he's 14 years old, it made it all right for you to ask him those questions.
You want to sign this, giving me permission to search any officer that...
No, but some of them I was answering these questions. I guess I could have been rude and just say it's none of your business.
But when you ask him his penis size...
Oh, that's right. You're just coming up here just to chat, right?
To meet him and chat, yes.
It is very telling that Brinkman doesn't want his nephews and nieces online because he knows what goes on in chat rooms. He realizes that they would be targets because they are exactly what he is looking for. It makes his claim of only wanting to meet to hang out even less believable.
I'm going to be honest with you, and again, I don't believe your story. Okay. You're not being truthful with me. Your body language tells me that. I'm an investigator.
I'm being 100% truthful with you on what my intentions were for tonight. That's just the way it is. And I'm sorry that you don't believe that, but I'm not like some of the other people that you may pick up on there. That's just not me.
Well, let me tell you how similar in conversation your conversation is with other people on the internet chatting with kids that are this age. It's very similar. Okay? It's very similar. You're the 9th person tonight that we've arrested for this.
I know that when I meet people my age, they think, now I'm just giving you an example.
This is not someone your age.
I know, but when I do meet people my age, they think that I'm going to do anything with them, and that's just not me.
So you ask somebody repeatedly, are you horny? And then you just show up at their house and just say, I just want to talk?
That was just in conversation. That was not even when we had decided.
If I ask you if you're horny, what does that mean to you?
He's in a.
If I ask you if you're horny, what does that mean to you?
To me, it's an everyday thing for me.
You ask him in here if he was horny, and you say, I wish you lived closer.
Correct.
Why?
Only because he was an hour away.
Can you tell me what the phone number on there?
You know, during the whole conversation, I mean, you're looking at.
I'm sorry?
You're looking at those 2 lines.
No, I'm looking at more than 2 lines.
Well, I'm just saying, though.
All we're doing is picking out certain excerpts from this
and
about your conversation that shows that you had sexually explicit conversation with him.
I did, and I won't deny that. But that doesn't mean that I came here to have sex with him. That's my point, is that it doesn't mean...
If the opportunity would have arose, you wouldn't have taken it.
Absolutely not. Nope. Not in a heartbeat. I just don't do it.
Not too many people drive an hour at midnight just to talk, do they?
What time was you originally supposed to have been up here tonight to meet him?
In Maryland?
I think it was 11:30. Because it wasn't until,
You met her in the chat room too?
I wanted to say 10 o'clock, that I even agreed to do it.
We have a marriage.
I think he actually called me.
So if I call
Well,
her,
my phone's in my car, but I think that he actually called me around 10 o'clock.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
what's their name?
Why did you choose to come to Dark County?
Yes, sir.
That's where he was at.
Did you tell anybody you were coming here other than who you came to visit?
No.
You're an accountant, you work for a major oil company, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you tell everybody in your chats?
That's what I am.
Are you supposed to
Where do you
marry
work
her or
at?
something?
Speedway.
No? Okay.
I manage the audit department.
How well do you know him?
Okay.
How well do you know him?
I'm just going to read you a couple more lines of this because I want you to get the drift where I'm coming from, okay? Jungle Mania. So do you a lot? Oh boy, yes, sometimes like a river. Oh boy, do you? Jungle Mania, cool. Jungle Mania, oh yes. Oh boy, cool. Hey, would it be okay if I called you quick while I can?
That was
Jungle Mania on the phone. Oh boy, yeah, if that's okay with you. Oh boy, it's not. If that's not okay. Oh boy, I was just wondering. Jungle Mania. Well, better wait on that, Rocky. Oh boy, okay. Jungle Mania. Sorry. Oh boy, that's cool. I was just wondering since I do not, since they're asleep. Oh boy, no, it's okay. Jungle Mania, laugh out loud. Oh boy, you're still cool. Jungle Mania, they may hear you, man. Oh boy, no, they're clear at the other side of the house. Oh boy, it's a big house.
As the chat logs are read, Brinkman keeps protesting and saying that these conversations didn't happen tonight. They shouldn't have happened at all, and they clearly show what his intentions were with the decoy.
Laugh out loud. Jungle Mania, okay. Oh boy, plus I use a calling card to call you, so if, and I mean if, they do come, which they won't, I'll hang up and they can go no way to know it was you. Oh boy, I can hear him coming down the stairs, so I'd hang up anyway. Oh boy, but it's up to you. Jungle Mania, sneak out for a
That was a conversation not tonight.
It doesn't matter. What are you asking him to sneak out to do?
Oh, I know. I understand.
What? Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, but you know, that was like the first chat we ever had.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay? Come on, Ken. Honestly.
You're asking me why I'm here tonight, why I came up here tonight.
Why are you chatting with him?
Well,
Why are you talking about sexually explicit things? Why are you talking about with him?
Because that's where the conversation went, which
But you
is
knew
wrong.
he was 14 years
You're
old.
right.
Ball team. Who's your favorite player?
I agree.
Tell me why that the conversation had to be the sexually explicit conversation that you had with him, rather than that about what's your favorite sport? Who's your favorite actor? How's your grades in school?
I was just following his conversation.
But you're the adult.
I agree with that.
Why didn't you stop it?
Well,
When it got to that point, why didn't you stop it?
I should have.
We'll take one more here. Okay, sir. Your eyes on
So you know it was wrong,
Yeah.
and you did it anyway.
I guess at the time I did not see it as being wrong because he was in the chat room and it was just talk.
I'd like to tell the prosecutor that you cooperated with.
What did that lead to?
But I can't do that.
That chat and that talk, what did that ultimately lead to?
Definitely led to more than what I ever anticipated.
What did it lead to tonight? Where are you at?
I'm right here in trouble.
On your computer,
If you would have kept the conversation to something such as sports or whatever, school, do you think that you'd be here tonight?
no nudity, no child porn.
I think, would I have met him? I think so.
If the conversation would have stayed sports and not sex?
Yeah, I mean, because I was dwelling more on the fact that he was bored. He said his parents were gone for 4 days.
Did you think that was rather strange for a 14-year-old to be gone, or for his parents to be gone for 4 days and leave him at the house by himself?
You told me about you were coming here today?
I didn't really find it to be strange, just simply because early on, like a week ago when we were chatting, the fact that, you know, he led me to believe that his parents kind of let him do what he wanted to do, you know, as far as, I mean, hell, he was online at midnight, you know, and I was like, don't you have school? Well, yeah. And then he said something, one time he said something about his mom coming in and telling him to go to bed. It's like, well, you probably ought to, you know, you got school.
Do you think his mom would have known about the sexually explicit conversations and would have cared?
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. He said that his parents were computer stupid.
Did that stop you from talking about those things with her?
No, I answered his questions. Wherever he led it, I went, you know, I mean.
And you didn't lead any of it?
As far as, what do you mean by lead it?
The conversations about sex. You never brought up anything about sex. You only answered what he asked you about sex.
Well, I mean, one thing may lead to it, would have let, you know.
Ken, it's
okay,
a simple
fine.
answer.
All right, fine. Yeah, I'm sure that at some point I brought up something that he didn't.
Brinkman pushes the blame onto the decoy, and at first denies that he was ever the first to bring up inappropriate subject matters. The investigator points out that as an adult, it was his obligation to shut down any conversation of that nature. Brinkman was an enthusiastic participant, and at no point did he try to stop the decoy or try to make him aware of the dangerous position he was putting himself in by engaging adults like that. Being a predator, this is exactly the type of minor that Brinkman was looking for.
So by what you're saying, if his parents were home, you'd have come up here anyways, right? Because you were just going to talk to him, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean if his parents were home?
Yeah, you'd have just come up anyways because you were just going to talk, right? You weren't doing anything wrong.
I'm Rockie's friend Ken. I've been chatting with him online. I just wanted to meet him tonight.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just going to meet him tonight, what point, how many times did you have to meet him before you had sex with him?
I guess, yeah, I would have never had sex with him. Never.
You talk about sneaking out for your size, all
There
the
was
stuff swollen
conversation
loads, and you're not
online, but, you know, it's one thing when you're face to face. And the other thing is I probably would have never came and met him if his parents were here, just in protection of him. You know, because he kept telling me that if his dad ever found out, his dad would throw him out, that his dad was totally down on gay people. I mean, that's on gay people. That's what's in the law.
That didn't stop you from coming up to see him tonight, right? After all this sex conversation.
Well, he said that his parents were gone. You know, and he's telling me what he wants, you know, that he had this cousin relationship. You know, I've been there.
So that excited you?
No, I wasn't excited at all.
You wasn't?
Not in the way that you think I was.
How was you excited then?
I was just being friendly. I was not sexually excited about a 14-year-old. How in the hell can I be sexually excited personally about a 14-year-old?
I don't know. You tell me.
I can't be.
That's why you carry on these conversations with them.
Well, it was an online conversation, and I just seen it as I see that differently.
You didn't see no harm in it?
Not at the time, no.
You didn't see no psychological harm in talking to somebody posed as a 14-year-old and talking this way to them?
No. I mean, you see them in there all the time.
That makes it okay.
No.
Why do you talk about it in your chat log?
No.
You talk about it. You talk about doing it. Why do you do that if you've never had sex with her? If you've never had sex and didn't have sex with her, why would you discuss it in your chat log?
I don't know, so maybe I was.
Maybe because you had intentions of doing it?
No, sir.
Oh, come on.
Are you willing to sign a consent to search your vehicle?
Oh,
And
yeah.
any property that's in the vehicle?
Yeah.
You wanna cuff him and-
Okay.
He's gonna take the cuffs off of you long enough to sign that. Okay, time's approximately 1:47 a.m. He's gonna conclude the interview.
Left-handed or right?
Right-handed. That's right here.
Yep. Sign right there.
Well, I used your best help trying to convince a jury that you didn't come up with 10.5 seconds.
We'll double lock this, okay?
I'll just read the report.
They okay?
Yeah.
Are they? Are your cuffs okay?
No, they don't seem right.
Well, let's check them. Stand back up. Which one's bothering you?
Have a seat there, Ken. I'll get your picture, okay? Been charged with attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. It's a felony. We'll take you to jail. Once you get there, you'll be booked in. You'll be allowed to make a phone call. You'll probably be arraigned before a judge and bond set sometime Monday. I don't know whether it'll be Monday morning, Monday afternoon, or whatever. Okay?
As the investigator explains that Brinkman has committed a felony and will be going to jail, you can see the moment when reality hits Brinkman. Up until this moment, he thought he was going to walk out of that building and be allowed to go home. Now he's facing serious jail time and public exposure.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen, okay? If you have any questions of me whatsoever.
So I'm in jail all weekend?
Yep.
I've got a good question for you. You said you've never had sex before, right?
Okay.
How long ago did you buy those?
I'm going to ask you one thing.
You bought these today.
Do you think you could convince a jury that you didn't come up here to have sex with that 14-year-old after showing them these chat logs and stuff?
Absolutely.
You think you can?
You have sex on a regular basis or what?
I don't think so. Okay?
Then why buy condoms?
That may be. I just know what my intentions were.
Are you religious?
I said, the key word here is, do you think that you could convince a jury? You can't convince me.
Okay. What does your religion say about having sex? Do you know?
I'm with him.
May I ask what religion you are?
Okay. Let's go. Right back.
Step on out, Ken.
Watch your head, watch your head.
You place your head right on that mat. Got anything in your pockets? Got a punching stick in there causing anybody any harm?
No.
You got any money on you?
No.
Got any drugs?
No.
You got a wallet on you at all, or
No,
any ID or?
No, I walked
Yeah,
back
no.
on the table.
Okay, I need to have you step back, bring your feet back towards me, please. Now spread them a little bit.
Okay. You want me to just hang on to the keys there? Okay, buddy, good job.
Okay, I'm going to take these cuffs on you. You place your hands on the wall one at a time. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. You still have contact with Jeff? You let him know that we've got a signed consent to search on that vehicle. He says there's nothing in it, but he gives us a consent to search. Affirmative.
Okay, I need you to go ahead and pull this jacket off for me, please. Okay, all jewelry, go ahead and pull that off for me. Okay, let's go ahead and work on the other one. Here's your other clasp. Right here. Search. What size shoe you wear, sir?
11.
Okay, I need to have you keep your shoes off one at a time. Need to have you pull your socks off, turn them inside out one at a time, and place them inside your shoes.
Brinkman is searched, and his car is next, as soon as all of the proper paperwork is filled out. Brinkman claims that there is nothing for them to find, but he's hardly likely to admit to anything. They will also be pushing to look at any computer he may have had access to see if any other charges need to be made.
Now I need to have you turn and face me. Need to have you take your index fingers in your mouth. Or your right. Okay. Is that all ready to go? Set your shoes down right in front of that camera right there. I need you to stand right there in front of that great thing. Okay, go ahead and put your glasses off for me, please. Okay, turn the face. Okay, go ahead and face the other door. Okay, go ahead and sit right there in the chair. Push the chair in the corner there.
I'm sorry.
Push that chair towards the corner and have a seat.
What's with his necklace? What's your middle name?
James.
James? Are you a junior or anything?
No.
No. What's your mother's maiden name?
Best.
Beth? Your soch?
306.
78.
4389.
Date of birth?
2863.
Okay, is that all the mark?
Where are you just gonna have a seat there? Where? This
said Indiana, right?
Correct.
What's your address right now?
1264 Central Park Avenue, Kettering, Ohio, 45409.
You have a home phone number?
937
Uh-huh.
293-2127.
Married, single, divorced?
Single.
Any kids?
No.
What's the last grade education you completed?
12.
Where'd you graduate from?
Northrop High School.
North what?
Northrop.
Northrop? Okay, we'll do your other hand. Okay, now I'm going to kind of make a fist with your hand there with your fingers. There you go. Do your other hand here. So I need your whole hand. You answered them. I didn't make stuff up. Can you grab me his print card, please? Okay, this one here is everything I'm issuing you, okay? All this says is that I've issued this stuff to you and you're not going to damage any of it. If you do, I can criminally charge you. Medical insurance through Anthem Blue Cross, okay? If anything should happen to you or you require medical treatment, this is giving us the permission to charge your insurance company to take care of you, okay? I just need you to sign right there. 24. All right, go ahead and grab your shoes down there.
Irish versus Rice with Supreme Court. Yeah, names got 15 or 16 letters, the last name.
Yeah, I see that. Les should be bringing them out here right now.
This is Brinkman.
Brinkman appears resigned, and his voice is flat and emotionless as he gives his information. Shortly, he is going to have to call someone he knows and explain why he is in jail, and life as he knew it is never going to be the same again. Kenneth Brinkman was sentenced to 8 months in jail and made to pay a $1,500 fine. He was placed on the sex offender registry for 10 years. He is now no longer registered. That's the end of today's video. If you liked what you watched and want to support the channel, hit the like button and check out my Patreon link in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.